Alright, welcome back to this class, and today we are going to look at the second object, which is the use of forms. A form, when we talk of a form helps us to give us a graphical user interface to be able to enter and display data that is captured from the database. So a form helps us to capture data from the database and then also to enter data into the database tables. So that's the use of the forms. Previously we've been looking at how to create a table and how to enter data direct into the tables. However, you can now enter data using a graphical user interface. Why do we need this graphical user interface? It is possible that someone is trying to interact with your database, but the field names that you used cannot be easily interpreted. Take for example, if we have field name like the CP. What is CP? Is it Central Police? Is it Cold Power? Is it Congress Party? What is CP? Or what is SP? Is it Special Police? Is it Suspect? So you're going to leave someone who is going to interact with your database wondering, what kind of data am I entering here? CP, what is CP? So that's why we need a graphical user interface that can help whoever is going to use the system to easily know which kind of data is supposed to enter to a particular column for a particular row. So let's get started. Since we have already our two tables, we have the categories table, we have the items table. Let's now create a table where we're going to create a form that is going to capture data from first we shall create a simple form for categories, and then we shall also create a simple form for the items table. Alright, so let's do that. Let's get started. Let's get our hands dirty. Alright, so like I said, I prefer using the form design. Why? It helps us to appreciate the nature of databases and how to interact with the databases, to know the principles, the building blocks of a database management system and how to use it. So once you click the form design, it's going to take you to the form design tools. These are form design tools, and this is the form design window. You can swap, or you can switch, or you can toggle between the form design to form view. When you click form view, it's just a simple interface without any controls. But when we swap back to the design, you can add controls. When we talk of controls, we mean items that are going to enable us to see content or to add content to the database. So these are the controls up here, and then we have the grids to enable us align things together properly. And then to deal with the font, you click they'll use those properties. Then this time around, we would love to tap into our database. We have to find a way of connecting the form to the database table. Let's do it the easy way. On the extreme right corner, we have this section where we have the tools. We have the tools, and in the tools section we have the add existing fields. We would love to link our form to the database table. So in the database table, all we need to find there are fields. So click add existing fields, click that button, and it will add a dockable window to the right. It will show all tables. If you don't see any tables there, click show all tables, and the table list, as long as your tables have been added into your database, you'll have that list in there. So I want to interact with the categories first to create a simple table, to create a simple interaction between the categories table and the interface that we have just launched. So in the categories table, click the plus sign on the left side of the categories word, and then it will drop down all columns belonging to that particular table whose plus sign that you have clicked at. So to add the fields onto our form, let's do it the easy way. Just double click 1, 2. It will add the cat ID, and then just double click again, and the cat ID category name is also added. So we have just successfully added and bonded that form onto these column names or the field names. Can we make our interface interesting to look at? So I'm going to make a box selection. Click and hold the left mouse button, click and hold, then you move the mouse to the left so that it encloses all what you need to select, and then click and hold, then move it. Okay, it enables us to move everything as it was. So let's add some controls onto our form. Let's add the title. So we shall use the label. Label enables us to show content. It doesn't pick, doesn't capture. Okay, just enables us to add words. So we shall select shoppers DB or shoppers records, and then in the shoppers records press enter to confirm to the word. Then we can possibly highlight it. Once you highlight it, what I did is to double click at it maybe and highlight it, and then you can change the font. Click at the font section and then get another font that you would wish to use. Okay, you can change the font sizes 26, and then can adjust. You realize that it has holders that you can adjust. All right, click and hold left mouse button and adjust that. Then you can also highlight it and align center. Alright, can do that. Then you can also add simple logos, right? If you would wish, if you prefer using logos. Okay, so let's add since this we are not going to capture anything from this, we can give it more properties. Otherwise, the category ID, which let's just give it, it's just picking data direct from the database, and this is a field name. What is cat ID? Postcard or what? Well, let's make it categorically clear that this is category. So I'm moving my cursor in there and then type category identification. identification. Okay, and then I select it, and I also select this one. So once you click at any of these controls, you'll notice that it has brown holders at the left top corner. These are supposed to help you move an independent control. It is supposed to help you move an independent control to where you would wish it to be. Otherwise, if you simply move everything will move together alongside what you selected. Okay, so to avoid that, you select the brown, okay, that top brown holder, to be able to select and move an independent item. So this is category identification, and this is number maybe, and then we have the category name there. So some space. Alright, so let's see what we have so far. I'm switching, or I'm clicking this item and then select view, or what we call form view, and then we have this nice simple interface. So it says I'm on record 1 and has its, and at the bottom, the real bottom, it has simple navigation buttons. Okay, when you click, it shows you you're in record 1 of 2. That means we have 2 records, but we so far see 1. When you move to the next, we see that it has 2 of 2. That means we are in drinks. Drinks, that's the second one, and that's all we have. When you click next, it will put for you new, meaning it's now waiting for you to enter another category. Okay, so let's put stationery. Or school. Let's just put school materials, or scholastic material. Okay, and when you press enter, that one has been already captured, and when you verify that it has been captured, you go to categories and close the categories, call it again category table, and you have the school material recorded. Alright, so that's the way you can capture data using a form. So we have these buttons. However, we can put some interesting buttons so that we avoid the bottom buttons. So we are swapping to the design view window, and then we add some buttons, some navigation buttons. So we're going to create something like option group, and then we enclose our buttons there, our navigation buttons. So we draw it on our interface, and then these ones we don't need. We click that, and then we change this to navigation. Alright, let's see. Alright, so this is kind of what I needed to use, and then place the navigations there. Okay, so let's swap back to the design view, and then get these buttons. Click at the button, and then you draw the button. Click and hold and draw. That's the first button. So you realize that once you have released the mouse, this dialog box is going to pop up. That dialog box is going to select which kind of button do you want to activate. Is it a record navigation? Is it a record operation? So record navigation helps you to move from one row to another row to another row in the database. It's just navigating through to move around the database. But record operation, it helps you to manipulate data in the database. Do you want to add new record? Do you want duplicate record? Do you want to print? It helps you to trigger off something. Right. So for now, let's look at the record navigation. What we want to do is to move to the first. The first one is to move to the first. Move to the first. Click at it, and then click next, and then let's just use picture. If you want to use text, you can select text and then click finish. Alright, so that is just like that. Let's add the next button to help us move to the next record. Still navigation, we want to move to go to next record, and then we want to use text, and then click finish. Okay. Alright, and then let's add another. This one is to move to the previous. Navigation, move to previous. Yes, go to previous record. Next, select use text, and then finish. Alright, and then we put the second last. That will enable us to move to the real last record. Go to last record. Next, use text, finish. Then what we need to add last is to add a new, okay, to enable us to add some new content to our database. So we shall select that. Let's find next, find record. No, we don't want to do that. We just want to create a new entry. Alright, so add a new record, get next, add, okay, then click finish. So it enables us to easily add one extra record. Right, so what it will do, it will go to the last record and then plus one record. Right, so let's see. Let's look at the way we have it in the design view, from the design view to the form view, and voila, there it is. So when we go next, it goes to record 2, it goes next, record 3, next, we don't have any record there. Go to the real first one, which is 1, go to the real last one, okay, go to the first one, add a new. Alright, so our buttons are really working nice. So that way you are going to be able to create an interesting database for any school, any hospital, any company. That is the building block. It's just exploring one bit at a time, one thing at a time. You create simple database that can really put money in your pockets. Hope you've enjoyed this and you are going to explore more when it comes to the creating of a second window for items. Hope you enjoy. Hope you've learned something. You've learned how to use a form, how to create a form, how to add controls to your form, and how to bond or to attach your form to the database table. And then later on you can also add buttons to your form. Next, the last thing there would be just saving this form, just like we have been doing. Click save, click the buttons for save, and give this form, it's a form for categories, okay, it's a form for categories. And then you save your form there. If you want to open it, just double click at it and you will be able to move around your database, okay, just like that. And then your database works really well. Hope you've enjoyed. I hope to see you in next chapter. We're going to add more controls to our categories and then items table. Stay on and try it yourself. Do it always. Try to do it yourself and do it from the basics that you've learned. Hope you enjoy and stay on. Thank you.